Okay, hello my friends. Hey, Michael Eschenbrick here talking about the daily astrology, your horoscope for Thursday, the 14th of March. Holy smokes, do we have a big day in front of us today, alright? This is a monumental day, historic day. So we have the sun at 23 degrees Pisces, okay? Mercury is retrograde, which is sending everybody in this craze, all of our electronics, everything is going haywire right now, right? Mercury's moving backward. It was stuck at 29 degrees. It didn't quite make it to Aries yet. 29 degrees moving backward in the sign of Pisces. Sign of Pisces is about completion. It is about the contrast, the big everything, okay? It's everything from the infant child to the grand master, the Buddha, the Zen monk that sits on the mountaintop and people have to come up the mountain to visit this monk to understand these details, right? It's just all-encompassing, all of the knowledge, all of the information. It's the space, it is the intangible particles of life, it is the thoughts, the dreams. So Mercury is moving backwards. Mercury is our communication, all right? Basically what this means is Mercury is closer to Earth right now. Every 88 days, that speedy little planet moves around the sun. So when it gets closer to Earth, this is when it's the retrograde cycle. So it's like this beaming antenna, super, super strong right now. So Mercury is moving back. It moved from 29 degrees back. Today on Thursday, it's going to connect later on with the sun at 23, the later to 23 degrees, okay? Which is going to square Jupiter over here at 23 degrees Sagittarius. Okay, so this is an interesting aspect. I'm going to talk about all the aspects in a second. So then we also have the Sun and Mercury creating a perfect trine, water to water sign, from Pisces to the North Node down in Cancer. All right, but we're not done yet. We have Mars at 18 degrees Taurus, making a perfect connection to Saturn at 18 degrees Capricorn. Computer jumped for a second. I was like, oh, did the video just stop? Everything's been going crazy, so it's like, I wouldn't put it past it. So what does all this mean, right? So first, let's say this right off the gate. This water trine between Pisces and Cancer, okay? Mercury, communication, the sun, self, ego, expression. When these are both in the sign of Pisces, it can be like a house of mirrors out there. It's like we don't exactly know what we're looking at. The thoughts, it's so big, it's so vague. It's hard to say, it's this or it's this or this. Now think, across from Pisces is Virgo. Virgo is the ruling sign, the second ruling sign of Mercury. And it's very specific. It's the most analytical of signs. It's a very specific thing. Out of all the earth signs, it's like, no, I'm not, I'm an apple, and not just an apple, I'm this Macintosh apple, or I'm not just a grape, I'm this green grape, I'm not just any flower, I'm this, this tulip or this orchid, or, it's a very, very specific things. So, of course, the counter, the opposite of Pisces is like everything. It's the intangible. It's all of these things. I put out this video about quantum manifestation a couple days ago. Please check it out, as this is a huge manifesting week, and today is a big day for this manifestation stuff. All right. So when we have the sun and Mercury in this, it's intangible, right? At the basis of every molecule, at the basis of my entire body is atoms. At the basis of the table, the microphone, the camera, the sound card over here, these monitors, all this gear everywhere that you can't see, thankfully, on the camera. These are all atoms. The cow down the street, the lights right here. This is just all atoms. Now, atoms, it's the basis of all things, but yet when they, it forms, it creates very specific things. But these atoms can be anything, right? Anything. We're all made up of atoms. Our entire world is made up of atoms. So this atom could be a cheeseburger. This atom could be sage to smudge your house with. This atom over here is the Eiffel Tower. This atom over here is some, agua florida, some Peruvian rose water. This atoms over here create the shaman. This atoms over here create the meth head, whatever it is, okay? It can be absolutely anything. So as we're in the sun, there's a point to all this. So the sun and Mercury here, our ego expression, our communication, our thoughts have the ability to expand to be anything, And it's up to us, this quantum reality, it's up to us to our perception of life. Our perception of reality is today a good day or a bad day. Sometimes we just say, oh, well, this one thing happened, today sucked. It's like, oh, this is a bad day because this one thing. But it's like, well, what about all the other positive things that happen in your life? Can we look at those and determine this is a great day? We just had this one instance. So it's our perspective shapes our reality, okay? Coming full circle here. Our perception shapes our reality. Our thoughts become things, right? And we've been talking about this for the past couple of weeks as Neptune and the Sun have been creating that the sextile to Saturn and Capricorn. Saturn wants to make things real, wants to make things perfect, okay? So, as our thoughts and our ego are in this spacious place of intangibility. It could be anything. It could be good, it could be bad, it could be high, it could be low. We get to decide these things. And with Jupiter over here creating a square, this is where the fun comes in, okay? Jupiter is about the higher education, it's about higher learning, and it's about faith. To me, this is the most important word of the day, is faith. Having faith in yourself, having faith in the thought process, having faith in the creation process, all right? Let me share just a fun, little story, a personal story, okay? But this ties in and makes sense. I was thinking a while ago, I'm like, oh, I want to create a yurt. My friend is like, what is a yurt? I'm like, dude, it's just a round thing. I want to create a yurt so we can, host events. And I've got a lot of friends that do a lot of different, health speaking over here, physical over here, all these different, these amazing people I'm very happy to, be friends with in life that are these brilliant minds, and everybody does their own thing. It's just like there's a yoga studio over here, there's a Tai Chi studio over here, there's the dance studio over here, there's the meditation studio over here, and they're all these separate things, but nothing comes together under this one roof. So I'm like, oh, I want to create this thing so we can get together under this one roof and share this knowledge with people, right? So then a friend and I went out to eat, and I'm looking at these yachts thinking, wow, look at those yachts, over here in the shores with the fish bones, if you're familiar with the area here in Metro Detroit. So anyway, I'm thinking, wow. And this is hit this epiphany, dude, I don't need a yacht to party on a yacht. I've never been invited to party on a yacht. But that mentality clicked in, and I said, oh, I don't need the yacht. I don't need $1 million yacht to potentially be invited on one, to hang out on one, right? So I'm like, okay, I don't want a yacht. I don't care about that. I want a yurt. Okay? And not even a week later, okay, I'm hanging out with, meeting some other people, and quickly met someone that's just like, oh, quickly a brother. This all makes sense. Bear with me. All right? And as we're talking, exchanging ideas, and he just says, oh, yeah, I'm building a yurt. Like, are you kidding me? He's like, yeah, and I have this idea to do this. And it's just like, oh my God. All this was just a simple, a simple idea, a simple concept. And at first I thought, I need to create this thing. Okay? So this is where in the process of when we look at life and we say, how can I accomplish this feat? I have nowhere to start with this. It's just an idea. But then that idea shifted. I don't necessarily have to create this thing. I don't have to see this whole big thing to create this yurt. I don't have to understand all of these things. And all of a sudden, somebody else who has the know-how in all of these is creating that and also needs people to fill it to talk and do these lectures. And it's just like, of course, it's all interconnectedly the same group of people. So, life will unfold. It's like having faith, planting that seed and having faith in self and shifting our perspective. This is why it's key right now. This Mercury retrograde is, to me, it's amazing. There's so much clarity in the fog, if that makes sense. You know, I've been talking with a lot of people. There's some people that are just, I want to bury my head in the sand. And there's other people that are like, hurrah! You know, like, oh my God, I've never felt so alive and focused and driven. And now we can add some of this to this Mars in Taurus and Saturn in Capricorn. This is a perfect trine today. Okay, these trines are easy flow. Easy flow. The sextiles are supercharged, all right, because you're getting the energy of another sign, which they're still creating a sextile. The Sun and Mercury are still creating this sextile to Saturn and to Mars. And now Mars and Saturn are trining each other. Okay, this is huge. This is such, you know, the creation station, friends. This is when you put your mind to it. If you're thinking, I have enough, I am good enough, I can, whatever it is in front of me, I can overcome, I can create, and if I can't create it, I can figure out a way, or I can manifest who in my life that we can get together to make this bigger picture. Okay, these seeds will blossom, they will flower, you know, and bear the fruit for many, many to enjoy. Just as equally, if we are thinking we're not enough, if we are feeling depressed, which we all can, you know, my phone wants to navigate me someplace right now. If we're feeling down, you know, these thoughts can cycle and be repetitive. And what's going to happen? Boom, 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 boom. We're solidifying these ideas. We're solidifying the fact, or not the fact. This is a false sense of reality that you're not enough. Okay? It's not how life is. You know, life, you know, grass isn't strained to grow. It grows. Trees blossom. You know, where there is light, where there is water, things will grow. And the other areas, the shaded areas, are necessary in life for the rest, for these creatures to sit and have shade, for the, you know, the squirrel to nest on or whatever. I don't want to get off too much here. I feel like I'm already 12 minutes into a daily video. I hope these are not too long to grab. But this is a big day. This is a big day. And also, the moon is going to be moving into Cancer later. You know, so we also have this, again, this trine, the Mercury and the Sun trine to the North Node in Cancer. What is this telling us? Not only over here in Jupiter is saying, hey, have faith, little one. Do not be steered away right now. As the moon moves into Cancer, things go into hiding. You know, these crab is gonna, in its exoskeleton shell, it's one eye on the water, one eye on the shore, back and forth, and then, you know, I'm gonna hide into this little shell and then hide in this crevice. And it's just like when we know our emotions, we want to hide these things. Again, like I think I talked about it yesterday, the Kardashian, you know, it's like, I don't follow the Kardashians, to be honest, but it's just like, you know, we are on point. You know, these modeling photos are on point. It's not showing pictures of when we're sick and run down. This is our home body. This is the things that we want to hide. And when, you know, we're sick and snot dripping out of our nose and our eyes and our hair's all a mess, you know, it's like, this isn't what we necessarily show to the world. So during these retrogrades as well, it's like, it's an internal reviewing, reassessing, refiguring out things in life. So as our Cancer moon comes home to Cancer, okay, Jupiter's home there in Sagittarius saying have faith. So this can be a day that we want to go inward, we want to be reflective, we want to go in, but this is a day I encourage as we go in to if we're just looking at what is, what we get is more of what is. When we use this, you know, our thought process to really think, what am I trying to create? Not what have I had? You know, have you been, you know, have you felt abandoned by a partner, or abandoned by, you know, relationships or a business or whatever it is? Have you felt a separation of something over here? It's been a serious, you know, 7 years with this rebellious Uranus and Aries. You know, this is all shifted as of the 6th of last week. As it moved into Taurus, we're breaking the traditions. We're breaking these traditional values and these concepts that have been grounded and embedded into us, hammered into us, that this is how life is. You know, and it's just like, we have a huge wake-up call as our entire world is going to completely change. Our government is going to be completely changing over the next few years. It already has been. But I mean, major changes of money, major changes on how we govern ourselves. You know, so it might be a day where we just want to lay in bed, and this is a day where I'm going to say I encourage, absolutely, if that's part of it, you know, do your reflective inner work, do your meditation, but try to use this to process and push the the creative concept of where you're going, not where you're at, where you're headed. What is the future I'm creating? Maybe I came from a family of divorce. I did. Maybe that has inspired me. I wish my parents could have stayed together. Or maybe that's inspired me to create a really beautiful, harmonious, respecting, loving relationship, right? So something that happened over here, I can't say, well, this is my destiny. This is how things are. This is how men and women, it's just like, no. I have to focus on what I'm creating. And over here is this beautiful, harmonious thing over here, right? So this is where we're putting the energy toward today. If that makes any sense. Now, as well, if you're in the Metro Detroit area, Thursday night at the studio for mindfulness, okay, mindful meditation, I'll be leading an awesome sacral chakra meditation class. I've got this massive 20-inch singing bowl. All right, I'm going to bring that. This is all D for the sacral chakra energy. This is our creative energy. Okay, another, little singing bowls, big singing bowls, but all in D. Okay, we're going to be chanting and tuning in, really tuning into our creative energy, to our sexual energy. Here is our huge energy. So feel free to come out tonight. There's classes at 5:30, 6:30, and 7:30. We're going to be tapping into this creative energy, really manifesting the life of our dreams. This has gone on for a while, but I hope it is on point and steering you right. So have an amazing day. Don't hide too much. Get out there. Do the inner work, do the outer work, find your routine, manifest, okay? This is an amazing day, and this energy carries through tomorrow too, and we'll talk about it more then. We'll see you.